Have you ever stopped to think about why your car was made in one country, but your phone was assembled halfway across the world? Yeah, it's not random. Picking a spot to build a factory is one of the biggest, most high-stakes decisions a company can make. It literally shapes economies and, well, our everyday lives. So how on earth do they get it right? Let's break it down.
Right? It's this giant, complicated puzzle. And you know what? If you get it wrong, it can be a billion-dollar mistake. But if you get it right, you can build an empire. So what are the key pieces to this puzzle? What's on the ultimate checklist for building a factory?
To make this real, let's pretend we're in the boardroom of a company we'll call FutureFab. They're about to make a huge move, a massive expansion. But there's this one enormous question hanging in the air. Where do we build? Their entire future could depend on getting this answer right. No pressure.
So for the team at FutureFab, the first piece of this puzzle is all about the physical world. We're talking about the concrete, on-the-ground stuff that can make or break an operation before you've even laid a single brick.
Okay, first things first. What is FutureFab even making? I mean, if it's something really heavy and bulky, think steel, think timber, trying to ship those raw materials across the country would be a logistical nightmare, and so expensive. The smart play? You build your factory right next door to the source. And transport, you gotta remember, is a two-way street. It's not just about getting materials in, it's about getting your finished products out to your customers. So being near a major highway, a rail line, or a port isn't just a nice little bonus, it is a critical competitive advantage.
And then you've got the basics, the things we all take for granted, but are absolutely non-negotiable. I mean, think about it. A modern factory is totally dead in the water without a reliable power grid, a steady supply of water, and these days, of course, high-speed broadband. These are not nice-to-haves. They're the bedrock of the whole operation.
But look, a factory is way more than just concrete and machines. The human side of things is every bit as crucial. And that brings us to our second big set of factors, the people who are going to run the place and the markets they're trying to sell to.
Take a good look at this number, 500 million. What in the world could that possibly have to do with building a factory? Well, it turns out it's a total game changer.
Yep, that's how many consumers are in the European Union. So for a company like FutureFab, building inside a huge trading bloc like the EU, that's a genius move. It means your products can flow across borders with zero tariffs. It gives you this incredible, frictionless access to a massive, wealthy market.
Now, let's talk about the people who will actually be doing the work. Who does FutureFab need to hire? Is this a cutting-edge tech facility that needs highly specialized engineers, or is it more of an assembly line that needs a large, reliable workforce? The answer to that one question dramatically narrows down where you can even start looking.
And here's a perfect real-world example. A tech giant like Intel, they need a constant pipeline of top-tier talent. A mind-boggling 75% of their workers have university degrees. That means they can't just set up shop in the middle of nowhere. They have to be near cities with world-class universities. That one statistic tells you pretty much everything about their location strategy.
Okay, this is a really clever strategy. If FutureFab relies on a specific part from another company, why not just build your factory right next door to them? This creates what's called an industrial cluster. It slashes your shipping times, it cuts costs, and it actually helps everyone innovate faster. It's not just about one factory, it's about building a powerful, interconnected ecosystem.
So, we've looked at the physical stuff and the people stuff. But let's be honest, a lot of these massive decisions, they usually come down to one thing in the end. Money.
You just can't build a factory without cash, a lot of it. Before any of the other planning can even start, FutureFab has to get its hands on capital. Whether it's from investors, banks, or their own savings, that's the fuel that gets this whole engine running. No money, no factory. It's really that simple.
This is where things get really interesting. Governments, and even huge groups like the EU, will actively compete with each other to land a company like FutureFab. I mean, they'll roll out the red carpet. They'll offer financial grants, promise to build new roads, and dangle some very attractive tax deals, all in the hopes of winning that huge investment and all the jobs that come with it.
And here's a perfect example of that in action. For years, Ireland's super low corporate tax rate of 12.5% has been like a powerful magnet for huge multinational companies. For the board at FutureFab, a number like that isn't just a detail on a spreadsheet. It could be the single most important factor that tilts the entire decision in one country's favor.
Okay, so all the pieces are on the board now. You've got the physical location, the people, the the money, the politics, all of it. So how does a company like FutureFab possibly weigh all these different things and make that final, monumental decision?
Well, the truth is, there's no magic formula. It is always a balancing act. For a high-tech company, maybe access to skilled workers is the one thing they won't compromise on. For a food processing plant, being close to the farms is everything. Every company has its own unique checklist, and they have to find the spot that ticks the most important boxes for them.
But here's the kicker. After all the data has been crunched, after all the reports are written, there's one final, totally unpredictable factor: personal preference. Yeah, sometimes the CEO just wants to build a factory in their hometown. It's a great reminder that even in these billion-dollar decisions, the human element can be the ultimate wild card.
So from raw materials all the way to a gut feeling, building a factory is just this incredible puzzle of logic, logistics, and human nature. And it leaves me with one last question for you. If you were the CEO of FutureFab, sitting in that boardroom, what would be your #1 absolutely non-negotiable factor? Think about it. Thanks for tuning in.